Hey, it's Gina from Tarot and Time here to give you a week ahead tarot and astrology reading for March 14th. So you saw my beautiful Ostara altar I have going here. I was doing some research about the holiday itself, and I was remembering that I have a deck called Ostara Tarot. So we're going to work with that today. Basically, it was a pagan vernal equinox celebration. So the beginning of the midpoint in the season, spring season coming in, light rebirth, new growth. So it's a great time to think about the things that you really want to grow this new year, because we're moving into Aries season, and Aries is the first sign of the new zodiac year. So it's the new you, not in that obnoxious like new weight loss campaign, new you, but what you really, the seeds that you want to plant to get the goals going, to become the person that you want to be. And so it's really an exciting time, but that's not till the end of the week when we move into Aries season. So we're still going to do some talking about Pisces season and how to get the most out of this last full week of the sun being in the sign Pisces. So for my altar, I had some flowers that I picked up at the grocery store, some daffodils. I just have a jar of honey here, kind of representing just plenty, right? This huge jar of honey coming from nature. I have a feather here just to kind of remember that there's a softness that I need to bring in, that I want to bring in this new year. I have this beautiful picture of the heron because I really feel connected to the heron. I feel like it's one of my spirit animals. I see them a lot where I live here in Connecticut, especially in the spring season when I'm hiking more. So the heron is there. The heron is usually seen alone, which I think is a very beautiful, very important for me to hear, that the heron usually just comes together to mate and then is usually seen off in the swampy waters by itself. So I think the Scorpio part of me really connects with them. I have some rose quartz here just to kind of symbolize gentleness. I have a Black Madonna here who's I got a chance to visit in Spain a few years back, and so she's very important to me. And just some beautiful candles, candelabra. Feels very romantic. I feel like Pisces season is a very romantic time in some ways, time to be more gentle and kind to ourselves. There was a quote in this Ostara deck I was reading from the people who made it, and it was four women, is my understanding, that made the deck all together. And my favorite quote from it is, "Romantic moments in history where we return to nature." That's what Ostara meant to them. So I think of Pisces season. We're coming up to this full Virgo moon this week. So it's almost like these moments, these romantic moments. We have all this water energy of Pisces, and we have this earth Virgo energy, these romantic moments to return to nature. So it's just kind of fun to play with making an altar. Just kind of gives hope and beauty in the simple things. And so that was kind of a theme here for the week, was the simplicity of what really brings us true joy. Because we can say that it's all the big things, but it's really the little moments and the feelings when we really feel calm and relaxed, I think, that really bring us true joy. So the balance of the light and the dark. So as we go into this week, we know that Venus-Pluto dance is finally coming to an end. That music has stopped and party's over. What did we learn? What did we learn from this dance back and forth with Venus? So it rules our relationships and love and value and all of that. With Pluto, the planet of transformation. What's been going on since the beginning of December? What's changed? What's changed with yourself? What's changed of your relationships with others? I know for myself, it's like what I ask of myself in relationship with others, where the boundaries need to lie. Those kind of things are what I'm noticing. So just take a look at what's been going on for you. How do you feel right now? I know everyone that I've been speaking to has been feeling a lot of emotion right now, and myself included. And I had a little bit of a head cold, so I really got to rest and retreat. Pisces season loves rest and retreating. I wish it wasn't for a head cold, but so there's sadness. There's a ton of emotion. We're super, super intuitive right now. It's so watery and murky. And I heard one astrologer talk about this time period when Neptune is really close to the sun as being one of the most spiritual times of the year. I thought that was interesting because I'm born with Neptune and the sun very close together all the time. So it kind of gives this cloudiness to things, a very deep emotion. We can feel a lot of pain. We know that if we turn the news on, there's a lot of pain out in the world. We can just kind of feel it coming off of each other. I really think that. And so, yeah, a lot of people are crying right now. A lot of people are resting. A lot of people are just feeling an immense amount of sadness. And you're not alone. This is very much the season. We're just coming out of a Cancer Moon weekend, this past weekend of the 12th. I think it started the 11th, 12th, 13th. So high emotion, high water. And so we really need to pay attention to those quiet whispers of our soul, right? Because I think they don't always scream. They will if we don't listen for a while, but we can start to hear the stirs earlier, right? We can start to feel what we need, what needs to change, all of that. Okay, so another thing I was thinking about with this full Virgo moon, let me skip ahead to that page. I wrote, are you good enough? It's time to let go of questioning, are you good enough? The answer is yes, you are good enough. You are here, you are ready. Are you being too humble? That's a good one, right? Because Virgo sometimes is associated with being a martyr. So Virgo wants to be of service. It wants to make a difference in the world. It's related to like your everyday work, your environment. It's ruled by Mercury. And we know Mercury also rules Gemini. Now Gemini is an air sign, so it's a little fast moving with all this Mercury information coming in. Virgo's a little more grounded version of that. Virgo is a mutable sign, so it can adapt. That's why you see me referencing Tetris game a lot. I think of Tetris as so Virgo, trying to find the best way, fastest possible. What's the best option? Always trying to rearrange things. So this is a good time for that. This is a good time to pay attention to the details of your life. So the full moon is always happening in the sign across from where the sun is. So you've got a sun in Pisces that feels everything. Pisces rules no ego, right? Wanting wellness for all. Very cloudy, very mysterious, very karmic sign. It's the end of the zodiac. So there's like conclusions. And so then you've got Virgo that's detailed. It rules compartments, apartments, like systems of order, like I think of filing cabinets. So what are the details here that you need to sort through to get that big picture, that real genuine happiness, and where it's not just selfish for you, it's for all? What is it? What are the details that need to start to make those kind of things happen in your life? So I wrote down declutter, sort. Still a great time for the baths and the meditations because we still got all that water energy. Barefoot walking, that's a great one as we move into spring. Although in Connecticut here today we have like 8 inches of snow. But thinking about healthy living because Virgo rules health. But also not getting too nitpicky about it, because Virgos really often, people like to do the memes about Virgos and that they can be nitpicky about things. Yeah, they can be. But they can also be detailed, organized, and they're adaptable because they are mutable. And I think that's a credit that's not always given to Virgo. So maybe this is a good time to start cleaning through your office, cleaning through the things, sorting through, getting ready for this new year, this new period that you're going into. Aries is a sign associated with the term I am. So who am I now? Let's sort, sift, be kinder, be a better service to the world by being kind to ourselves and then therefore being kind to others. So I was looking at the full moon and it's opposite. So there's the full moon opposite Mercury, Jupiter, Neptune, the sun. Right? So Mercury communicating, which actually rules Virgo. So it's there helping out extra. Jupiter wants to expand everything, wants to bring you luck and blessings. Neptune, that's a hugely expansive planet that it's very dreamy and creative. And then the sun, your soul, how you show up in this world. Those 4 planets are working together and then the moon is opposite it. So the way I look at oppositions is how do you find the balance? What's the middle ground? sorting, sifting, going through your thoughts. How are you talking to yourself these days? Are you being nice to yourself? You know, I've been joking about to myself, well, what if you never lose the weight you want to lose? Are you somehow not worthy? Are you not good enough? Is things not going to be okay if you don't get to that perfect number or that perfect amount of money that you want in your bank account? What if, then can we be kind to ourselves anyways? Can we be gentle to ourselves anyways? And I find that approach works better anyways to get to your goals. So big picture, little picture, basically, back and forth. Big picture, little picture. What's the big picture of what's really going to make you happy? How do you want to feel? It's not really about all the stuff. It's about how do you feel at the end of the day? How can you feel calm and centered and grounded and content? And so Virgo's there to help you figure that out in the details in the practical world. Okay, so we also have Pluto. It's always making its way back into things here. It's trining the full moon. So trine is considered a positive aspect. So Pluto, which likes to burn things to carbon, right? Likes to clear the way for us. It's paving the way for this new you. It's there helping assist to clear out the things that don't work. Okay, so I wrote also on my list here, Saturn is in Aquarius, so it's helping you break up old ways of being, old rules for you. Helpful friends was one of the things on my list. Be open to helpful friends. Helpful friends can just be a passing acquaintance that just helps. A stranger on the street that helps. Information that you pick up in your surroundings that are helpful to you. And be kind to yourself. Please be kind to yourself. So, let's see. Oh, and it was interesting too. I thought this whole Ostara thing was interesting because, like, I grew up so religious, and I was taught about these pagan holidays through Christianity that taught me how very negative reaction to these pagan holidays. When really a lot of these Christian holidays, like Easter, because Ostara was really worshiping the goddess Yoster. That's, I believe is how you pronounce it, which is affiliated with Easter, right? So there's something there where they really did take some of it and transform it into something new. So I guess I'm kind of looking at it for myself as this is a great time to take some of those old beliefs, those old associations, those old thoughts, Virgo, and transform it into something new. So for me, I'm going to take all that old Christianity stuff that doesn't work for me and allow it to pave a new way. So I'm going to celebrate this holiday of Ostara. Okay, so Monday, the moon will be in Leo. So what does my heart want? I want you to be thinking about that. What brings you true joy? Maybe tell a friend how much you love them, something from the heart. And Tuesday, while the moon is in Leo, also, I want you to try to have a little fun and make a list of things that you want more of. It doesn't have to be stuff. It can be feeling, right? I want more calm days. I want more times where I feel my neck feels loose and stuff like that. Wednesday, the moon will move into Virgo. I would have your moon water out by then in a window or outside if you can. Make a list of what needs to go. Virgo's a great time to pay attention to the thoughts that you're thinking. They're not all yours, so it's a good time to like spring clean them. Write them down. Great thing to burn it over the toilet, flush it away. Thursday, you are good enough. That's what I wrote down on my list. Sort your paperwork. Do you have old taxes that you don't need to be holding on to anymore? Isn't it only 7 years that you have to hold on to it? Can you have a bonfire and burn it? That'd be great. Get rid of some old clutter. Make some room for new energy. Full moon will be in Virgo Friday, the 18th, 3:18 a.m. So take a little sip of your moon water, celebrate this full, beautiful moon, and then the moon will move right into the sign of Libra for the weekend. Libra is a relationship sign. And so you're going to be extra kind to yourself in your relationships. You're going to look at what thoughts you have associated around these relationships. Does that still work? Are there still some old stories in your mind that are still circulating, old stuff that needs to be let go of? This is a good time to do that, to clear the air, to get ready to start fresh. By Sunday morning, about right around brunch time, the moon will move into Scorpio. So I hope you have a nice Sunday brunch. I wrote down, this is a big day because this is Ostara. This is daylight savings. This is the sun moving into Aries. And so I wrote clean your basement because Scorpio has a lot to do with like deep down stuff, right? So it's a great time to clean your basement out. Maybe pull out some spring clothes. Maybe look for some brighter colors. I know like in Connecticut, we're not ready for spring clothes yet, but it's coming soon. And it's kind of exciting to start thinking about that. So start sorting, sifting. And then we're going to move right into Aries season, fiery dynamic time. So why don't you pick your pile? Let's jump into the cards. I picked some flowers for each pile. So we've got beautiful daffodil for pile 1, rebirth and new beginnings. Pile number 2, tulip, friendship and gratitude. Pile number 3, crocus, cheerfulness. Pile number 1, daffodil, rebirth and new beginnings. New beginnings are often disguised as painful endings. Lao Tzu. Okay, let's jump right into this week ahead, working with a few different decks here. See what you need to know. We have the Crow Tarot here. We have the Page of Wands. Well, that crow is squawking pretty loud. Page of Wands. Well, Page is this young energy, very fiery, full speed ahead, kind of Aries energy that we're moving into. That push, like that daffodil just pushing out of the ground, even when there's still snow. We have the Lovers card here coming up for the heart of the matter. This is from the Medicine Woman Tarot. This is a really beautiful Lovers ecstasy card. And they're really red, a lot fire energy, even though the Lovers is really Gemini. But there's a lot of passion. There's ecstasy. Fantastic. Rebirth and new beginnings. The Lovers is the card of the year this year. So this is like, kind of feels like your relationship with yourself, the more ecstasy in your own joyfulness, and then it can go out and it can form in these relationships, especially if you're looking for love. And so there's a lot of passionate energy here as we move into a fire sign the end of this week. Here's the 5 of Cups coming in, supporting the heart of the matter. It's almost like there's an offering being made, the person's leaving anyway. So maybe you've had some relationship changes. New beginnings are often disguised as painful endings. So maybe you've had a recent breakup or some kind of love loss. Here we have the 6 of Earth, 6 of Pentacles, Pine. I love having fire on a full moon, but I live in the country here in Connecticut, and so I have the ability to be able to do that, depending on where you live, if that's safe for your environment, but it would be a great thing to do on this Virgo full moon. Pine, just the scent of it, it's just so soothing to me. There's almost like a beautiful dinner party happening, like they have a table set. So there's this invitation. So I'm kind of getting like the idea, like maybe there's an emptiness right now. Maybe there's been a breakup. Maybe there's like a blank space in your life. But it's going to be filled with things that are more aligned to you here. There's a beautiful new beginning. Behind the scenes, I have the 4, I think this is the 4 of Wands in the Crow deck. Kind of referencing a relationship again. Beautiful fountain in the background. The 6 of Cups. Kind of relaxing, daydreaming. That feels like a great use of this Pisces energy. We have the 7 of Water, Birch. And I'm pretty sure when I was reading about Ostara, they were talking about something about birch trees used in the celebrations. You know, those I think the maypole dance, there was something about dancing and some of those celebrations as we go into spring that were related to it also. but birch is like such a natural, beautiful, like taste, the birch tree. Like you can kind of, I remember as a kid, like just sucking on the branches, and it just tastes so good. It's such a natural sweetness. And so here's just like this natural sweetness in your life. Simple, beautiful, natural. And the whole wide world. In this deck, this white stag there is the Fool in the beginning. And so this is the end of the journey with the Fool, but it's the whole wide world. Everything has opened up. Now, yes, there's a sense of leaving something behind. There's this beautiful opening. So I sense some loss here. I sense some reminiscing. And that's okay, you know, especially if the person is deceased, because Pisces is that kind of season, right? Where Pisces kind of rules that communication with the other side, I think, in my opinion. So there's like, almost like there's this message coming through that there's a reminiscing energy, and there's a comfort energy, and there's still so much passion in your hearts. That's what I'm getting. There's love lost for you. There's an emptiness for you, but it's actually like the Daffodil card said, it's a new beginning disguised as a painful ending. So I think you're actually doing really well, moving into a more sweet time. Now I realize I never included an Ostara tarot card in this reading, so I'm going to pull some now. This is from that deck, Ostara Tarot, created by these 4 women. And so let's see what we've got for you. Anything else you need to know this week ahead? This is the looks like 8 of Cups. I'm not too familiar with this deck, but interesting. It's like bird-like human kind of creature. It's interesting. I'm going to pull another one. The World again. The World on top of the world. Yeah. It's a card of recognition also. It just feels like something's balancing out. You're going to have a higher view of things. You're going to be able to step out of the emotions a little bit more and see more clearly. Let me grab my Astro dice. Let's roll some Astro dice. You got the Moon in Libra in the 4th house. Okay. So, you know, it's kind of like the Moon definitely affecting our emotions, our comfort. The Moon rules the 4th house, Libra's relationships. So there's some kind of relationship loss here, I feel. But there's so much learned. There's so much beauty here. I still feel love coming off of it. And so this is just something that needs to be dealt with right now. Remember, the astrology chart, the energy is really kind of clustered together still, so everything's not going to be balanced. It's going to be very intense in some areas. So the area that this is pointing towards is the home for you, and just dealing with how to comfort yourself, how to soothe yourself, how to find joy, how to see this as a new healthy beginning for you. So I am going to pull a oracle card for you. I picked out this beautiful Angels and Ancestors oracle card. And let's see what we have for you this week ahead. Sage, be devoted and committed. Be devoted to yourself. Be committed to yourself. Also, just another term of sage. I think it would be good for you to burn sage in your home to help clear, open up the windows a little bit. Be devoted and committed to being kinder to yourself, to not be so nitpicky with yourself, right? Virgo is associated to the Virgin, right? So it wants to be kind of like expects a lot, and like this pureness, and there's just a gentleness that needs to come in. Okay, I'm going to pull a few letters for you. Looking for names, looking for initials. And I'm going to pull a couple of these charms from this beautiful glass bowl. Okay, we've got a huge chunk of amethyst that fell out over the screaming crow, along with this gift. Amethyst is very soothing and calming. A 4 of spades. The number 2 rolled out over the Lovers card, so it's definitely a relationship thing. The letter I over the Sage card. So be devoted and committed to yourself. I have the number 55 and this circle, like an infinity loop. Well, I guess it's just a circle. Okay, I've got this music symbol here, this little pick that says Mr. Music on it in Boston. And here is a guitar also. So you may find some soothing in music that could be really helpful. I have the word when for the world. So it's kind of like, when will this heartache end? It's ending. It's definitely ending. There's a soothing coming in. Okay, let's see what we have for letters. I have the word great, G-R-E-A-T, and the word great solo. Great solo. Okay. Got a couple. I've got a Z, I've got a Y. Let's see. Do I have the word world? W-O-R-L-D. So you got the world card twice and the word world. Okay, and do I have any names here? I have, well, I'm going to take a picture. You can see what you can get. I got the word don't. And, all right, I'll take the picture. You can see what you can get. And have a fabulous week. Know that Pisces season is going to come to an end this week. Things are going to kind of not be as emotional. We're going to move into some serious forward movement starting next week. So have a good one. Pile number 2, tulip. Friendship and gratitude. Let us be grateful for the people who make us happy. They are the charming gardeners who make our souls blossom. Marcel Proust. Okay, it's beautiful. Friendship, gratitude. We do have 3 planets in the sign of Aquarius that rules friendship. And with the Virgo moon, I think Virgo rules Mercury kind of has to do with our environment. So, yeah, so there's some themes there. All right, let's see what you need to know this week ahead. We're starting off with the 8 of Earth, turmeric. Beautiful dyed clothes on this clothesline. Beautiful fresh air. Can't wait for spring here. And so 8 of Earth, 8 of Pentacles, kind of busy at work, keeping busy, keeping going. And there's kind of a transformation here. Like, they've dyed these clothes this bright orange. And also this tulip has some bright colors too. So there's kind of a change of, I think you're gonna start feeling different, feeling lighter, feeling brighter. Okay, let's see what's going on in the heart of the matter. Ace of Cups, Ace of Bowls from the Medicine Woman Tarot. I love this. Feels like a divine intervention in this relationship, bringing them together. Satisfaction, drinking from these cups of satisfaction. That's really lovely. Okay, supporting the heart, we have the 2 of Challenges, 2 of Swords traditionally. This so pretty much sums up Virgo full moon to me. Because a lot of times I think about Virgo, I have Venus in Virgo's house. I have a bunch of planets in Virgo's house actually. And I think that we can get really nitpicky with ourselves, especially about our weight, how our body looks, all those body things, because Virgo, I don't know, just to me feels like a mirror especially when you have Venus involved, how you see yourself, your relationship with yourself. And then and since Virgo is ruled by Mercury, it's like words and thoughts. And so are you being nice to yourself? Like when you look in the mirror, are you being nice to yourself? That's what I'm seeing there. Okay, foundation. Here's the Four of Cups in the Crow deck. So he's got 3 cups down here, which is usually a pretty gratifying situation with 3 of Cups. There's another cup up there in the clouds. So what is it that you want, right? How do you want to feel? And how can you be a better friend to yourself? How can you just love yourself more? That's what I'm seeing here. Behind the scenes, we have the Huntsman, which is actually the Justice card in this Forest of Enchantment Tarot. And there's this kindness here too. He's got a bow and arrow in one hand, petting the deer in the other. It's card number 11. It's really a 2 in numerology. It's about balance and it's about relationships again. It's Libra. It's ruled by Venus. So there is just this balance here. It almost feels like you can be kind to others. You can overlook flaws in others. Like, it's kind of funny because like with this turmeric card, it's like, you know, a lot of times people dye clothes to get rid of a stain or something like that. And it's like, you're very forgiving when it comes to others. You can overlook things and be creative, but you're not being a friend to yourself. So that stops now. This is a fresh start. Here's the Ace of Stones, the Ace of Pentacles. And it's almost like, I get the vibe that like your ancestors are behind you, cheering you on. This is a lot of learned behavior to treat yourself like this, especially from like the women in your family. Maybe something was handed down there. This is a new way. They are cheering you on to value yourself more. Look at you climbing that ladder towards that beautiful diamond or crystal. And all of their wisdom is backing you up. You're not alone. Here's the 8 of Air, 8 of Swords, Licorice. Breaking down this old way of being. The gate is opening. There's a new opportunity here, a new way of thinking that isn't as harsh. Licorice is so calming, right? It's used to treat ulcers. It's used to help with digestion. And so there's this new way, this kinder way, and that your thinking really does affect your health, right? Especially ulcers. I would think that that would be so Virgo-like. And here's the Empress. Beautiful. Look at the Empress in the Crow Tarot. So really knowing your value, taking a bigger picture. She's got this high up view and she's Venus energy. Beautiful. So there's self-work, self-love, just being kinder. It's not hard work. You just have to be gentle. When you start to go down that path of thinking negatively about yourself, that's when you start writing it down, and then you can have your little burning ceremony over the toilet safely, right? Or out at a bonfire. Great. Or maybe you just rip it into 1,000 pieces and you throw it in the garbage can. How about that? Or take scissors and cut it up, little pieces. Okay, I realized I didn't include any Ostara tarot cards, so I'm gonna pull 2 for you right now. I'm not too familiar with this deck, so let's see what we got here. Oop, this one's flying out. The Fool. Cute. New journey. You're ready. You can do it. Let's do one more. Fresh start. Being your funky self. And the 5. I think this is the Hierophant. Huh. No, actually, this is the 5 of Cups. Got his hands over his eyes, all these snakes everywhere, these cups spilling over. I'm just getting that you're just so ready to move on to this, from this self-sabotaging way that you treat yourself. You're ready for the change, and the universe is ready to help you out with it. So, okay, let's take one of these beautiful angels and ancestors cards. Look how pretty that deck is. And let's see, let's give you one of these for the week. We'll do some Astro Dice. And your card is Mirror Guardian. Wasn't I just talking about mirrors? Take time to reflect. Here she is, looking at herself in the mirror. Take time to reflect. How are you speaking to yourself? How can you be kinder? If you need to think of yourself as a baby that you are in charge of taking care of, do that. But you need to be nice. You're not going to be mean to that baby. Okay, I'm going to do Astro Dice to start. We've got Aries, 12th house, South Node, Aries, 12th house. South Node is like the cup that holds everything that ever happened to you. Aries is the fresh new season that we're moving into. 12th house is Pisces house, right? So there's these old ways. I think it's just learned behavior that we were handed down, and you're ready for freshness to come in. You're more than ready. All right, let's do a few charms. And some letters. We're looking for names. We're looking for initials. So for charms, we had the word SAW, S-A-W. And next to that is the number 58 and this little 5 of diamonds, along with this circle. We have this little boy over the turmeric card. So 5 is a change. You're ready for change. Things that you saw, old ways of being, maybe when you were a kid, kind of things. We've got the word S, letter S that fell over mirror guardian, an X here, and the word royalty. All right, so what do we have for letters? We have S-T-O-V-E, stove. Oh, we have the word sex, S-E-X right there. And the word, let's see, what else? We've got the word stuff, S-T-U-F-F. And, you know, I was talking about this is a great time to sort your stuff. So, and the word sex is coming up. So maybe there's some old stuff from relationships that needs to be sorted through. Maybe you still have a bunch of stuff from your last relationship that needs to be sorted through. I have the word hunt, which is interesting because you had huntsman. And so maybe this is time to hunt through your house, make it kind of fun. What items need to go? What are you ready to get rid of? And I have the word coat, C-O-A-T. I don't know if you have somebody's coat from an ex or something. It might be good to throw that in a wood stove or burn that in some way. And the letter O here. So I'm going to take a picture. You can take a look at this. Be extra kind to yourself. The way you are right now is the way that you need to be. You need to love yourself more. Allow your goodness to grow. Allow yourself to become what you are wanting to become, to feel the way that you want to feel this fresh cycle. And you're not going to get it through meanness. You're going to want to expand joy, expand happiness, okay? Have a great week. Pile number 3, crocus, cheerfulness. Is spring again. The earth is like a child that knows poems by heart. Rainer Marie Rilke. I don't know that name. I hope I pronounced it right. So here we are, cheerfulness. It's so exciting to see those bulbs starting to come up. I mean, even with the snow on them, it's just exciting. One of the joys of living here in New England after a long winter. It's exciting to see spring. So let's see what you need to know this week ahead, this last week of Pisces season, and we will move into bright, fiery Aries by Sunday. You've got the Queen of Pentacles starting out from the Crow Tarot. She's lovely. Sitting there on her throne, she knows her power. She knows her value. Oh, it's funny. She almost looks like she has crocuses down here. That's cool. I love when stuff like that happens because I don't look at these cards in advance. They're all picked using my pendulum, and so that's really fun. There's a rabbit down there, and so it very much has like Easter vibes. This would be like, this could be a Taurus queen, right? So kind of that spring, well, that's more May, but that's full on spring. Okay, let's see what's in the heart of the matter here. The Strength card, healing. This is from the Medicine Woman Tarot. Beautiful deck. Look at that, how wonderful. This is Leo energy, strength, ruled by the sun. We're gonna have the sun in the sign of Leo beginning the week. There's a lot of healing. There's just this beautiful joy. There really is. It's like, almost feels like the hard part is over and moving into more of the joy. Supporting the heart is the totem of arrows, the coyote, the four-leggeds. And I think that this converts to the Knight of Swords. This is the Medicine Woman Tarot. It's this beautiful coyote, or wolf, or no, coyote, sorry. Oh, I can hear them howl here, and there's packs of them, and it is just sends shivers up my spine. The power, the strength of the group, the wisdom, how they can live out there in the freezing cold. So I kind of feel like there's like this support around you. Your foundation card is the Ace of Earth, nettle. One of the plants that comes up in the spring here. It's super healing, although it'll sting you if you're not wearing gloves, right? But it has amazing healing properties. So there's something here about boundaries, good boundaries, starting off this season, being very careful about who you surround yourself with. Coyotes are very sly creatures, right? And nobody's gonna mess with them. And so there's something here through your healing, though you're cheerful, you don't need to be stupid about boundaries with people. What works for you, what doesn't. Behind the scenes, we have the Ten of Fire, Comfrey. This is from the, what is this called? The Herb Crafter's Tarot. Comfrey, which, I don't use the deck a lot because I don't know all the plants, but I'm just going to take a peek at Comfrey. I thought Comfrey was another healing kind of, like you hear the word comfort in it. And I almost, but I'm just a wannabe herbalist. I'm not that well versed in it. So Comfrey, it says, there can be too much of a good thing. Stop, step away, soothe yourself, cut it down, and it roars back to life. Okay, so, it's talking about being overwhelmed. Oh, I guess Comfrey gets becomes difficult to manage because it grows really quickly. So it's saying commit to just a few tasks and set the rest aside. Pushing too hard will lead to waste and exhaustion. Don't be afraid to give away some of your creative ideas. When you harvest too much, let what you cannot use feed the soil for next season. And it's interesting, it says write down what you need to release. Roll it tightly in a comfrey leaf and burn the leaf when it's dry. Interesting. And comfrey is used for a salve for burns, bruises, and injuries. Okay, so there's something very comforting, soothing about it. So interesting that it's coming in next to the healing card, next to the strength card. So maybe comfrey is something that you need to learn more about. But it's just kind of showing that there is a salve for what kind of has wounded your heart maybe a little bit, that you're healing from it, that maybe it needs to be tended to a little bit, but you are a very powerful creature. I have the Seven of Spells or Seven of Wands behind the scenes here. And speaking of powerful creatures, you're just really needing to just be it. You've gone from the Strength card, which is associated with the lion, to the coyote here, to nettles that sting, to this comfrey plant that grows so quickly, and to this dragon, right? So being your unique self, being cheerful in that. Here's the Nine of Swords, the good old worry card. It's kind of built into the nest. And you're ready to unbuild that, right? To dismantle that's not working for you anymore. This worrying, all this wasted energy, right? So Virgo's a good time to take a look at that because Virgo's rules health and wellness, and it rules our thoughts. So good time to kind of really identify what those thoughts are and how we can work past that. And here's the Ace of Spells, the Ace of Wands, really showing that you can move past that dynamic being that you are. Here you are as a dragon in 2 scenes, and this one's coming up in your future position. So I see something new coming in for you. I see something something that's been healing for a long time, really coming to closure here. And knowing that there may be a little bit of scars to deal with, but that you are on this path of greatness. Just get your power back if there's any lack of sleep, because you need to have sleep. I realize I didn't pull from the Ostara deck, so I'm going to pull 2 of those for you now. So let's see what we have for you. This is a really pretty deck. I haven't worked with it much. Oh, you got the Strength card again. Interesting. She's got an eye patch. What an interesting version. And it's almost like, I swear, I think that's another dragon that she's petting. And you can almost see like her heart there. She's a little bit wounded, but there is no stopping her. Look at that. Wow. Double strength, triple dragons, all sorts of intense creatures. Fabulous. You may have been wounded, but you are certainly not broken. All right, let's see what else you need to know. The Queen of Cups. Wow. Look at her. She feels free. She's free of the ties that bind her. And she's got support. You definitely have a lot of support. There's a lot around you. So just being very choosy about what you allow around you. Okay. All right, let's see what you've got here. We've got the Sun in Gemini in the 6th house, which is Virgo's house. So the Sun, how you show up in the world, the Sun rules the Strength card that you got twice. Gemini rules your environment. Right? It also rules speaking up, verbalizing, communicating. And 6th house is about your health. It's Virgo's house, organization, systems of order, compartments, apartments, all of that information, filing. I'm seeing it more as like your job, your environment, the things that you're around. You really need to take a look at how you feel about that. What needs to change? Are you being cared for properly there? Do you feel joyful there? Is it stressing you out and keeping you up at night? There's something about that there. Being able to voice the changes that need to be made, making forward movement so that you feel healthier and happier. Tending to yourself. Okay, now we're going to pull one ancestor and oracle card, or angel and ancestor oracle card from this beautiful deck. So let's see what you get here. Magic Guardian. Unlock the magic within. Okay, looks like she's serving you up this elixir. Please read about comfrey. And you have a lot of helpful friends here. You have this Magic Guardian here too. All right, let's do some charms. The circle has come out on every pile. Just a circle. And it's over the word here, H-E-A-R. Over the Magic Guardian, along with the word royalty and this little crystal, almost like a quartz. I have the pin that says Votes for Women, a V, a button down here, the word Y, here, Y. Okay, I've got, this is a little fortune cookie fortune that was rolled up. Let's see what you got. It says, never fear, the end of something marks the start of something new. Interesting. And we're going into the new zodiac year. You've got the number 6 rolled over your first strength card. I've got this beautiful moose button that the amazing Sheila Height gave me, and until I figure out what I'm going to sew them onto, I added them to my charms. And I think of the moose as one of my spirit animals. Interesting that it came out when I chose this heron also, that I feel much connected to. And the crow, really. So I feel like my guides have shown up along with your magic guardian. Interesting. And I feel like you're being so supported. So the moose, I think of it as, I almost kind of associate her with the Queen of Cups, but I definitely associate her, and I think of her, moose as her. That's been my experience with a female moose. But there's like this mother energy to it. There's this, they're just powerful creatures, yet they're vegetarians, which is really interesting to me. So there's just this being your true self, just showing up the way you want to. They're huge creatures, power sources. And here's this cup, this chalice over the Queen of Pentacles. So really satisfying showing up as your true self. All right, let's do a few letters. And we did the charms. Okay, let's see what we've got here. I thought that was the word slow, but that's actually an M. Let's see, I'm looking for names. I'm looking for any word that jumps out. Got the word pest, P-E-S-T, and the word, oh, I keep thinking that's a W. I guess maybe I'm supposed to use that as a W. I've got the word weird, and I felt like that with the moose, like it's just like, be your weird self, just do it. Got the word star, and I actually have the name David, D-A-V-I-D, or Star of David. Interesting. Okay. And then I have the word LOL, laugh out loud. And I have the word X, E-X, like your ex. So don't let your ex pester you, please. Have good boundaries. Especially if your ex's name is David or Star, really. Okay. You have to make good boundaries. You have to. It's just the nettle. That's what it does, right? It stings. That's what it does if you get too close. It's its protection mechanism. You need to sting if you need to, and to keep yourself safe, and to keep more just like energetically safe, not compromising yourself, because Virgo can so be the martyr, right? And compromise who they are for others' well-being. That you roll Gemini here. So there's a lot of Mercury here going on. And sometimes we can get just caught in thinking that we're supposed to show up a certain way. No, you need to show up your unique way, shining brightly in your strength. And I see something is moving out. There's some old wounds moving out, and there's some really dynamic, you living true to yourself energy coming in. Have a great week.